तो मैं अब जानना चाहता हूँ कि जब कुंडलिनी एक्टिवेट होती है सो वो क्या ट्रांसफरेंस का प्रोसेस होता है और बॉडी के अंदर क्या चेंजेस आते हैं.
I am sure people would have seen lot of videos, reels about Kundalini Awakening, many versions of what Kundalini Awakening is and all that. But I want to be honest with myself and I just relate with my experience. And of course I can quote my husband's experience because I was there witnessing it.
You also activated your Kundalini? I know you won't say that I did, but if I may humbly ask you.
I would rather say it in a different way.
Yes.
So when Kundalini Awakening happens, so many dramatic things and myths about Kundalini Awakening that people speak about on the reels and all that are not there. And if at all anybody has experienced it like that and then they're trying to present it, I don't question their experience, but I would say this much, that instead of it being Kundalini Awakening, it is imbalance of their Kundalini energy. If it is very dramatic and things like that. And I often watch certain reels, videos, where somebody is activating Kundalini in front of a camera because it's being shot, right? And that person goes through electrification has happened and then his Ajna chakra is opened and then they would be reeling their, heads and all that and then suddenly they fall off and all that. I don't know, it may happen. It might have happened to them. I'm not questioning their experiences, but my conclusion on such experiences is that it is a very unhealthy, unhygienic, very wrong way of activating anybody's Kundalini. And according to Sri Vidya, it is a sin somebody is committing. You may be thinking why it is a sin. Kundalini in Sri Vidya is called Devi, Kundalini Devi. And Kundalini Devi is none other than Lalita Tripura Sundari herself. So when so much of divinity, purity, sacredness, devotion, you add any adjective you want to my statement, and we try to relate as Sri Vidya seekers, to relate with the Divine Mother, and such an experience happens, it is so divine, so beautiful, so aesthetically choreographed, that it is just a natural process. You feel so blessed, you feel in state of bliss. And it is a very soft and very graceful activity that has been activated in your body 100% by the grace of the Divine Mother. And if somebody wants to hack it, distort it, take it away and then give it in such rude ways where you disturb the ecology of your inner body, the chakras, nadis and all that, it's like a surgery you are trying to do to your own body, but surgery is at the pranic level and the body of light.
Right. So to my understanding, help me understand it better. So I want to understand more about Kundalini. I understand about the videos you're talking about. So I would want that we discuss about the experiences that we personally maybe witnessed or experienced. So to my understanding, I simply feel this as that our body has 7 chakras and the energy flows from the lower chakra to the higher chakra. And when this happens, in some stage, the Kundalini gets activated. help me understand, is this the, so I want to understand the process, what happens in the body during and what happens after. As I've read somewhere that some people say there's a lot of heat production in the body. So how can we understand the process?
That's what I said. If heat production is there, and if that person feels uncomfortable about that, sweating and all that, that's not a healthy way of activating Kundalini at all.
What's the healthy way?
Healthy way is, I would say it in a metaphorical way. There was a Sufi sant, and somebody came and asked the same question, like Raghav Sharma is asking now, that when your Kundalini awakened, what happened to you? It's a very, very, very dear and near to me, this story is. Then he said, what happened? Next day morning I got up, went to the forest, collected the firewood, cut it, prepared my food, and then I got into my meditation. It's my normal routine. That is how a true Kundalini awakening happens.
How can one identify if the Kundalini activate? Because as far as I understand, it's a natural process. And even if the story continues, that the person goes to the jungle and it's like another day. So anybody who is into Kundalini, one, how can one start if somebody wants to activate Kundalini, how to do it? And how can one identify? Because it's a natural process.
I want clarity in your question. Identify for yourself or
Yourself.
somebody else to identify
Yourself.
Okay.
How can I know that? Because if it's a natural progression, how will I know that my Kundalini is activated?
There's not anything new that I am going to share it with you. It's all in the scriptures. Kundalini Awakening and Sri Vidya, they are one and the same. They are considered, our gurus say that is exact science. Exact science, what I mean is, if you conduct a laboratory experiment, you are sure to get the final result, right? So authentic and then scientific it is that ऐसा ऐसा तुम करो तो ऐसा ऐसा हो जाएगा, and you are going to go through that experience. That is what Kundalini is. That is the way Kundalini is awakened. That is what is taught by authentic lineages of gurus and Sri Vidya adepts. So there is nothing to worry about. Like people are so anxious. When I meet them, what is Kundalini Awakening? How does it happen? Does it happen like this? Does it happen like that? So many myths are being built around the Kundalini Awakening. One day I went to my Guru, Sri Vidya Guru in Mysuru from Bangalore. In between Mysore and Bangalore is our ashram. So from there it is nearby. It so happened that every other day I started going to meet my Guru in the evenings. Actually, he used not to be well. He was going through some physical issues and all that. But normally I didn't want to disturb him, bother him. But I don't know, by the time it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I would develop that feeling from within me that it is inner calling. I have to go and meet my Guru. So I would just get into a taxi, or somebody would pick me up by car, or I would just go to the bus stand, take a bus, and end up sitting in front of my Guru. Until then, there will be so much of agitation of emotions and that yearning. What happens if I am not able to meet my Guru today, that he is not well and the doors are closed for me? Yearning. It used to be like that. And he is a great musicologist and danceologist. Dance is my passion. Talk could be anything about. And not necessarily always spiritual or about Sri Vidya. My Guru hardly talked about Sri Vidya. He said, when you need it, it will come to you. That's what Swami Rama says in a different way, that when you become a Sri Vidya seeker, after a certain level of sadhana, you will learn how to access that universal library. You don't have to keep anything in your brains as a memory part. So is it not such a revolutionary way of understanding Sri Vidya, which is not fitting into the normal understanding of the human brain?
Right. So as far as I can understand that one thing which I would say is after if somebody activates their Kundalini, their intuitive power builds after that. Can we say this?
Yeah, but I would like to correct it in a better way, better
Sure.
expression. If somebody says, I have activated my Kundalini, it's not possible.
Why?
It's not you or I who activate my own Kundalini. They may say like that because of lack of proper expression. But I wouldn't become party to such expressions.
Yes, I'm not the door. I get it. So, can I understand why should one activate their Kundalini?
It's a very, very relevant question. So before that, let me complete what I had started off. What exactly happens after Kundalini awakening? What is the process?
Yes, how to know for self.
How to know. So on that day when I went, normally what I used to do, after talking to him for a couple of hours, whatever, and when it is time for me to get up and leave the place, I would normally say, Gurugale, it's feeling so good spending time with you. I feel charged. I used to say I feel charged. It was my normal expression out of gratitude because it was never a normal interaction with him, with any other human beings. It used to be always something different and fantastic. And I started understanding that everything is happening in the silent zone. My Guru never acknowledged that he did anything for any disciple. So, that day also I said, Gurugala, it was so good talking to you, spending worthwhile time with you. Now I'm sad that I have to leave because I have to go back. And said, I am charged. First time, he used to listen to this statement every day, every time. He would never respond to it. That day, he started laughing loud. And suddenly he became serious and said, from now onwards, you will not get a chance to say, an opportunity to say that you are being charged. You don't need to be charged. This is what happens when you live with a living guru of that Kundalini awakening, and he is a master of Kundalini awakening. There is no acknowledgement, there is no ceremony, there is no documentation, there is no question of saying in so many words that this is what has happened to you and I have given it to you. That would be undermining the entire experience of that Kundalini awakening. In silence, my Guru conveyed the truth that your Kundalini has been awakened and you have been charged. So you don't need an additional charger or something like that you need to charge every day. You have a self-charger. What a beautiful way of telling, is it not? Is it not so poetic?
Beautiful expression. Beautiful expression.
That is the level at which communion, I would say, happens with the Guru. And there are no words left with the disciple to acknowledge that gratitude for the Guru, because you cannot at all. You just stay with the experience, very silent. And you also understand that you continue your normal life as if nothing has happened. And that energy has taken over and you don't exist. Can you understand this? You don't exist. What exists or who exists is Lalita. And the Guru, because we are taught from day one of Sri Vidya journey that Guru, Mantra and the Divine Mother, they are one and the same. If you don't accept and if you don't practice it from deep within, there is no possibility of your progress in your sadhana. That is the first. It's like a mantra which is taught. And it's not very easy to understand what that state is. How can you talk about something which is so esoteric? Okay, even if I tell it is very blissful, it's just a dictionary word. It's just a dictionary word.
Whenever you talk about this, I see you get emotional. What's the feeling like?
Very blissful. Because that nearness and that connectivity, I mean, these are all words again, I know. There is no distance. There is no distance that I am separate from her or she is separate from me.